Hello Cancer and Cancer Rising. Welcome to your July 2016 reading. I do hope that you're all doing great and that this finds you in good health and good spirits. Starting off, I like to basically take a look at channeled information. Sometimes I get asked how this comes to me. Before I shuffle the cards, before I think of your sign, I sit down and I meditate a little bit. And the first thing that comes to me is typically the information that I feel like you need to know before I pull the cards. So for the sign of Cancer this month, it was purification. And the interesting thing with this word is we normally think of it like as a filter, maybe with water, or it might be like detoxification. But purification, if you look at it in a different way, it's actually to go back to a sort of more truthful or clearer sense of something. So when I'm looking at the definitions here, cleanse, refine, clarify, all of these things are interesting to me because also sanctify. But what I see purification for you is it's sort of about going back to the essence of who you are and the essence of who all of us are as human beings. So if you have an adversary in your life that's causing you a difficult time, realize that at their core they're just a person. They make mistakes like you, and it gives you a chance to not sort of give them too much power, to demonize them. People are honestly just people, and they do what they can to get power, get ahead sometimes. Sometimes they help, but if you don't give too much of your stress, your worry, and your fear to them, then you're actually a lot more empowered in your own life. So purify your thoughts and bring them to a clearer, cleaner sense through meditation, or through just doing something that's going to give you an exact guaranteed return on your investment. So spending time with your family, cleaning and clearing your house, saving money up for something that you're dreaming of doing. Do something that's going to feed your mind, your body, and your soul, and don't sort of feed into the thoughts that might be taking you off that path. All right, now let's take a look at what the cards want to bring in for you this month. So we just went through solstice, and I know there's a lot of powerful energy that a lot of you are still feeling after that. There's been a lot of major world changes going on, so this should be an exciting month to sort of see how all of that's going to be playing out when it comes to tarot. Okay, let's see. I can see for many of you, it's right here, the Three of Swords, a lot of pain, a lot of transition that's happened over the past couple of months, or some difficult things that may have been more challenging for you than usual to sort of get rid of in your life. Love is coming through for you this month, which is great. I get questions all the time, but it really does depend on the cards here. Okay, so last card that I like to pull, in addition to these, is a catalyst card. The catalyst card, of course, is how all of this is going to be tied together. So, all right. So this is a month of beginnings. Your catalyst card reads Dawn, and it says new beginnings. And with this as well, I'm seeing that the beginning of the month is going to be when your power is really going to be the strongest. So let's now see how that is going to play a role in July for you. We have the Queen of Staffs here in reverse as the center card. And of course, this is a fire card. So you may have a very stubborn woman in your life. I see a lot of feminine energy at the center of this, or very stubborn maternal energy in your life, because sometimes a man can come through as Queen of Staffs. But I see the Queen of Staffs, and it's crossed by the Maid of Vesicles, aka Pentacles in this. And what I'm seeing with that is there are some concerns about money and well-being, and there may be some old sort of, what's the best way I can say this, deep-seated misperceptions, or sort of like it's kind of like tradition. That's what it is, that not allowing you to see another way out of it. So one thing that you're going to be challenged on is your preconceived ideas. Whatever you might be holding on to, don't be stubborn. I'm trying to be nice, and I should just be direct here. The Queen of Staves reverse is often a very stubborn person, and if it is a fire sign like an Aries, a Leo, or Sagittarius, that can be a very difficult person in your life that you're trying to deal with. For many of you, this could be someone who holds the key to your growth or success. So it could be a manager, it could be a mother in your family. It could also be just someone in your life that has this ability to pull you in and makes you think that they're like key to your development and to your growth. So for those of you that feel like that resonates, the message for you is that you always held the key to your own power and your own advancement, and you can move past this person, you can move on, you don't have to allow them to have the power. Some of you may be trying to get pregnant this month. What I see here is that it's a difficult time, but you may have some additional luck around the second week of the month. I would just let the month kick off. Try to enjoy things, try to relax a little bit your energy, and there may be another opportunity around the second or third week for love, for pregnancy, to assist with that. Even if it's adoption, you may be having better luck towards the middle of the month. Let's look at the rest of the cards and see how they're going to lay out for general people here. Again, whether or not any of this sort of resonates for you, the Queen of Staffs reverse is just basically saying try not to get stuck in your head too much. Look at the path ahead, look at the big picture, and realize that there's more than one point of view. Empathy basically is what you need to practice. Maid of Vesticles is saying that there may be a new business opportunity. Be wary of anyone that says that they're the only one or the only way that something can happen. Realize that you have your own entrepreneurial powers and you need to work with them, but they don't hold the key to everything. Three of Swords in the past showing that there was some frustration and some grief that you might have already moved through, and I'm happy if that's the case. What I see for you right now is, as I said, the beginning of the month is your time to take power back. So this is the time, if you're having any negative people in your life, any difficult situations, this is when you want to let them go. The focus for you this month is on manifestation and dealing with what you have and growing it, not focusing on what is lost. The Knight of Pentacles, or the Knight of Vesticles, typically is a card of action and forward movement. This one is showing that you may not need to go any further than your own front yard or your own pocketbook if you're looking for money. It's just about spending more wisely, investing more wisely. For those of you looking for love this month, I do see a connection between the Knight of Vesticles or Pentacles and the Two of Chalices or Two of Cups. And so a really nice earth energy could be coming in for you this month, a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. And likewise, this could be something that's more than friendship. This could be something much, much deeper and longer term, which is great. That's supported by the Four of Staves. The Four of Staves, the Four of Wands, is a card of partnership. Business is going to be good for you this month. If you're starting a business, if you're trying to get ahead, what I see here with the King of Staffs is great ideas, basically a bold ability to be bold and be seen by others as a leader. Knight of Vesticles showing new opportunities coming to you if you're ready to receive them. And then the Four of Staffs showing that even in its reversal, you're going to probably be welcomed into a new situation, or you have the ability to step into something unexpected and do really well. King of Vesticles now showing that, as I was saying, you have the ability to manifest. For those of you, again, that are looking for love, there's a lot of suitors that could come through for you this month. We have King of Staffs, Knight of Vesticles, King of Vesticles, King of Swords. I mean, we basically got just a little bit of everything. So for single people, what this means is be a little bit more discerning, and you don't have to sort of settle for the first person that comes along. You have a lot of opportunities out there, and it's really up to you and what you're looking for. If we break this down based on positioning, which is really helpful, you need to feel secure this month. That's your central purpose, because I see this in your sort of ego position, and in your environment with the King of Swords. Watch what you're saying and how you're saying it. I don't want you to get too critical of others. As I said, purification can also involve empathy and realizing that everybody's trying, so don't be too harsh, don't be too critical. In your hopes and fears, we have the Two of Chalices showing me that you really are hoping to connect with people. If you have any relationships, to deepen them. It's there in the cards this month, it's there in your energy, so please do that. As a sort of cautionary note, your final card is the Knight of Cups reversed, the Knight of Chalices reversed. And this is saying, emotionally speaking, you may have doubts, you may have fears, and you don't want those to be something that pull you off an otherwise very positive trajectory this month. So temper your thought process, your decision-making process, and try not to be too critical. Try to understand how hard you've worked for certain things, and when you're approaching them for change, go at it in a way that makes sense, that's not going to tear down something that's very stable for you. In the same respect, if there's someone in your life that's negative, it's time to let them go. All right, so let's go ahead now and extend this out to look at your health, your wealth, and your destiny. Love and destiny for this month. The card that comes through for you is Manifest. As I told you, you have a lot of opportunities this month when it comes to love. I think what you want to do is think about the fact that you are powerful. You have everything that someone else, some of your competition may have, and what you really want to be focusing on is what you bring to the equation and why you value yourself. It's not an egocentric card, but what it's saying is, rather than looking at somebody else, particularly if it comes to wealth or status, as sort of an extension of your success, you should accomplish it yourself and allow the two of you to be successful together, or allow them to be attracted to these positive traits within your own life, your own person. Let's take a look at wealth. Oh, and by the way, since that was in the health position, it really did come more as a relationship to me, oddly enough. But what I will say with health is you reap what you sow this month. So when it comes to your diet in particular, I want you to focus on how many treats you're having, and I think it's more a matter of you having to start new positive sort of like habits this month. So if there's anything that you need to let loose, then this is the time, okay? So let's take a look at wealth this month, and we see choose your battles. And choose your battles, it directly ties up to the King of Swords saying, don't speak out of turn and don't allow someone else to push your buttons. You may experience this challenge around the 7th of the month. Be careful. It's not worth the fight. It's not worth the challenge. Allow this to possibly pass unless it really feels like it's something that you're passionate about. You'll have another opportunity to sort of take action when it's a little less volatile. Now let's take a look at love and relationships. And for your love card this month, it says be authentic to who you are. So what I don't want you to do, because you have all these opportunities, it looks like, when it comes to either growing existing relationships or finding new relationships, you don't have to put on a mask, a facade. It's much better to just be yourself. Don't be so closed-minded or critical that you're not allowing other points of view in, but you don't have to change who you are. Your friends, your family, they love you, they know you for who you are. So be real, be truthful. It'll go a lot further than sort of like faked empathy. I'd much rather you just try to be the best person that you can and not try to change too much. So for those of you that might be younger, feeling peer pressure in school, this one is saying if people are pressuring you, it's not worth kind of doing whatever the compromise to your morals, to your personality, to your dreams, that you'd have to do. It's not worth that trade-off. So stay strong and don't relent, okay? Finally, when we look at the Destiny card, which is all about what you're calling in, what energy are you sort of attracting this month? And that really goes hand in hand with what we just looked at in the last card, which is self-esteem. So if you are true to who you are, and you are, even if that means that some girl or boy or friend is not going to be there for you and wants you to be more popular or something, or wants you to do something to compromise it, at the end of the day you have to live with yourself. Your own standards, your own self-esteem kind of trump everything, and it's going to attract a different crowd for you. It's so much better to be consistent, to be trustworthy, and you're probably going to pull in a much higher caliber of friend in the long run. Those small casualties that we have when people aren't sort of aligning to what we're looking for, usually it's the universe giving you a blessing in a very unusual way, sometimes through a loss. So just allow people to fall away from you if they need to. All right, let's summarize everything. Your channeled message was purification, assuming the best of others, turning your thoughts to higher levels, higher frequencies through meditation, through reading, through just allowing some quiet time and not always being bombarded by things. When we looked at the cards, there was a central theme here of not being too stubborn, not allowing other people to sort of assume a role of power or empowerment. What you want to do is realize you have great ideas and an ability to manifest this month. That's going to come in handy. You should be able to make money a little bit easier, find a job a little bit easier, or execute a project a little bit easier. Relationships are very much supported this month by the energy in the cards. You have a lot of options. If you're in an existing relationship, you want to just focus on getting to know that person more and elevating your thoughts there. Again, thinking higher of them and allowing them to think higher of you. Your temptation this month may be to speak before you think. Please don't let emotions pull you into a place where you might have regrets. Finally, when we extend this out for health, your catalyst this month was about new beginnings, showing that your power is really happening at the beginning of the month. Could be new jobs, new moves for some of you. Manifesting when it comes to health, you are going to have to make the changes this month, more so to diet and to thought than to exercise, but however you sort of slice it, don't look to a doctor, look to yourself this month to make the changes. I'm not saying don't go to the doctor. I'm saying it doesn't always come in, you don't always have to seek out somebody else to tell you what to do. Intuitively, you know you might need to make a change in your sleeping habits, your waking habits, your eating. You're going to have to make it happen. You shouldn't have to have someone write it on a script. So accountability, I guess, is what I'm getting at. For wealth, health, wealth. So this is really about work. Choose your battles. Don't fight with someone that you unnecessarily need to fight with. Think of politicians and all the mud that they sling. Sometimes it's not worth it. You end up tarnishing your reputation and losing face, and it's hard to get that back. For love, don't change for other people. Don't go changing, to quote an old, what was it, Billy Joel song? You're just fine as is. I'm not saying to be sort of too stubborn, but I'm saying you don't have to compromise standards, morals, or change yourself to such a degree that you're not comfortable, okay? And finally, work on your own self-esteem. Do whatever you want to do for yourself to feel better. Don't listen to other people. Feel that love, that radiance, and that joy from within. Okay. Again, final summary is that there is great love coming through for many of you, but do love from within first. As I look at all of these cards, it's really perception that's going to be the most important thing this month, and that's how people are going to react to you. All right. I hope this was helpful for everybody. If you ever need more of a one-on-one reading, I do offer those. There's a little bit of a wait right now because people are off from school, and so allow for that and be a little patient if there's a longer wait than usual. Otherwise, to stay in touch, a great way to do that, of course, is to subscribe to the channel, and I really appreciate that when you do that. I'm also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and one other, which I forget right now. But you can join my newsletter if you just want a notification of when I post something to YouTube. That's another way to stay in touch. So I just want to say thank you for everybody who month to month likes, subscribes, and provides positive feedback. It really means a lot. If any of you ever feel compelled to donate, that's optional, but I'll put a link at the end as well. Otherwise, I wish you have a really wonderful summer for those of you that are in the Northern Hemisphere, and I'll see you again in a month. Take care of yourself. Sat Nam.